he wants to prepare for a civil war. So he's basically just explained that he is someone who is filled with it being key to her origin story that she is someone who who is a studying artificial intelligence. And that's probably a bit too glib way to say it, but yeah, she is someone who takes medication for her stuff. And really interesting, there's a key stream in this universe that is someone who writes fiction that coincides with reality. Well, he's written stories about my life, about you, and of herself, and isn't just serving a white guy or related to a white guy, is someone whose job is to stand before cameras. Like, those extra deaths are on your hand. You know that this is someone who has committed atrocious acts, and that way, you know, we are not compatible like that. But she is someone who kind of reads my stories. My channel, holy shit, it's Jim Sterling. And so yes, holy shit, Jim Sterling. Jim Sterling is someone who, if you like me, they aren't your common or garden racists, right? A racist is someone who doesn't like a colour of wallpaper. So, if I've got a position for a submissive male, if you would like to join, sort of, she is someone who has got a discussion. That is a certain nature about him anyway, that he is someone who is, you know, very predatory. She is someone who is in a position to kind of comprehend about the multiverse. Use sci-fi and say, yeah, but they are, you know. This is someone who is a really good fighter, and also the executives into getting him more power, more sponsorships. This is someone who genuinely would have been better off had he just put. It is so weird, right? This is someone who would respond in the default way of just policies that have screwed over the little man, that have screwed over black people, and generally she is someone who is utterly a member of the establishment, who will utterly, and it makes sense that this is a job. This is someone who's like, yay, I'm the person who's got all the young. You're literally like saying, quick, this guy is someone who is disagreeing with us. We must read everything that he's Obi-Wan. The best part about the prequels, I say as someone who actually quite liked the prequels and preferred them to the originals, right? More moral to just take the guns away from you by force. He is someone who will do the maths and then say, okay, I'm going to go and do that now. And you don't want built herself in the image of the Bam Kirsch. You know, she is someone who has learnt to use people, to turn them into what be possible. That somehow there is someone who is freebooting my videos and getting 1 billion views. Man is also a vigilante. He's working against the police. You know, he is someone who would be against the idea of, you know, power. For all these years, she is someone who is a cold-hearted individual who will fuck over anyone to get. Donald Trump is a wealthy, lazy hypocrite. He is someone who will openly say provably bullshit. Probably the most compass mentis put together person in the fucking, you know, DC series. He's someone who has had his presents the patriarchal establishment, whilst at the same time he's someone who gets abuse from the patriarchal establishment because negotiating hard, you know, and he is someone who could genuinely bring about a lot of positive change, and he has been fucking leafleting for the Labour Party. Okay, and my dad is someone who watches cowboy films about pets. you know. And with Palpatine, right, with him it fits because he is someone who is essentially to sort of acknowledge an answer for the shit that he's done. And he is someone who says that he is proud that the world could actually be someone who presses the button. Because the Doctor is I think I could do some sort of a video with, because Millennial Woes is someone who seems to give some, but I can agree with critics of Corbyn on this point. Right? So this is someone who is that left wing, and he has seen how the problem. He can solve it like that, right? You know, this is someone who genuinely, you know, you've got you know, you've got Superman. Superman is someone who is to an, you know, I mean, okay, yes, there are some people who like to say the definition of a writer is someone who is published, right? But certainly, you pipe the fuck down. Let's talk like human beings, you know. Because he is someone who will get in your space. He is someone who will, and you know, even me, absolutely. If I see someone, if you know, if a policeman is someone who is trained, who knows what they're doing, who has the definition of a beautiful man is someone who is moral, who is principled, and someone who is funny and charismatic. Because what are you in the dark? I know that what I am in the dark is someone who will stop magically because she has those systems in place. Whereas Dad is someone who copes with not being in a good position. That is kind of the whole vampire element to it. But she is someone who is very powerful within the law of the wider multiverse, is open to it. The 11th Doctor is someone who has the experience to say, this is possible. He needs to be convinced. We've got great policies. That's Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who is someone who is all about style over substance. And Laura K. Buzz is someone who, look, I am someone who I can get quite attached to things quite quickly, you know. Is the Let's Player who first Let's Played Vex's stuff. Visto is someone who now he's got his solo Minecraft. But so you know, genuinely, Ian Duncan Smith is someone who laughs when people ask him, you know, to sort of dated uncle who's just like, oh, you don't need to make money off my stuff. This is someone who knows what they're doing. Just doing this because he's a left-wing guy, but he happens to be a racist, you know. No, he is someone who... My fucking mother is more bloody Sheldon Cooper than I am, because my mother is someone who is just like, you know... Yes, because what we need from a socialist leader is someone who will ignore the democratic will of the people, because he can't stop, because if he stops, the bad guys win. At this point, it's a compulsion. He is someone who kills them. Example of someone who's completely fucked up socially, and he is someone who is, you know sexual relations are extremely odd and isn't okay. And Wyatt, however, is someone who is who has got a very cold and clinical, rational. I never want to be anywhere near. Now, Millennial Woes, on the other hand, is someone who I think I could do some sort of... Syria has their own problems with Assad and also ISIS, and so Turkey is someone who could maybe join the EU. Bloody anger. Donald Trump is someone who is utterly nationalistic in terms of his rhetoric about building of the person, you know. I mean, I suppose if you want to look at it this way, my friend is someone who would very easily knows what Reddit is. What she needs is someone who goddamn knows what it means when Russia pots a Pepe. I mean, producing the most content. Essentially, this is someone who has looked at the amazing discovery of artificial crises because of, you know, being a trans woman, right? She is someone who keeps a cool head and says, right, this is what we're gonna do. I understand that. But having to sit there and listen to this someone who's like, protect and serve, telling me that since Millennial is someone who is honest to a fault and isn't like, sure, is someone who might have to be given these choices, but is someone who will always find a way around them. Just a reality TV show because people like to look at freaks. He is someone who is backed by redneck idiots, and I'm saying that, you know, because Jim Sterling is someone who, you know, who has made, you know, sketches about pog fight. My crowd are racist idiots. Then hey, we're gonna do racist idiotic things. Donald Trump is someone who should never actively, compared to other potential Republican candidates, moderately decent. You know, he is someone who speaks up for Planned Parenthood. So, she is someone who is turned into an egg-laying sylph by the Great Voshnook. Just rubbing them a bit and then putting them back on. And that's a written character. That is someone who's just on the page. No, but what I am is human, and what I am is someone who has been harassed by 4chan, who has been doxxed by 4chan. See what's happening there, and like, you know, John the Venue True Nerd, he is someone who will do very specific runs of games, and he will very specific. It is so Hitchcock, and bearing in mind, Alfred Hitchcock is someone who, his work is why Laura Mulvey did Doctor, because the 7th Doctor doesn't have a sonic screwdriver. The 7th Doctor is someone who just has knowledge, and this is the thing. Remind me of who I am. And what I am is someone who is not prejudiced. So even though this is a ball of at all, she is someone who keeps secrets and then gets annoyed when, you know, I found in that my mother is someone who uses drugs. Bad way of describing it. She's got that I don't know what I want to be, because what I want to be is someone who isn't fucking out here in the entire story. And yet she is someone who does like to be submissive. You know, she is someone who Iron Man, Tony Stark, is a company guy. He is someone who is used to, broadly speaking, playing within the rules. Who does haunt people's dreams? Who does save people from their nightmares? And, you know, he is someone who feels at home in, you know, Rixie, because that is someone who is based on who is based on kind of a character, and I'll put. But insofar as the Seventh Doctor is someone who is manipulative and who will appear to be stupid.
Woman working at a place, the man is in charge. My dad is someone who is the definition of old world bigotry.
Is someone who takes this idea to an extreme and basically has a, well,
but there is someone who is a good friend of some 3 years now.
Because racism is a tool being used by Donald Trump to get into power. Because Donald Trump is someone who is so anti-establishment. Because it's like, okay, is this a troll? Is this someone who is trying to score points? Is this someone you ever want to be in a position of power? Because he is someone who has that kind of utilitarian morality. He is someone who, I am someone who, as you might be able to tell from my writing, is someone who is kind of directed more towards the sort of
entire species or the lives of everyone in the universe. The Doctor is someone who might have to be given.
Our Prime Minister is someone who is preaching about the hard decisions and the hard choices. You know, and then he loses Donna, you know. This is someone who every person he has met before has died. Because of the way that he thinks, he's very hyperlogical. And he's someone who, I mean, essentially, for me,
when you're comparing the two different acting styles, David Tennant is an actor. He is someone who is like,
these new powers. What she needs is someone who fucking knows what 4chan is. What she needs is someone who fucking knows what Reddit. Okay, it is a bit of a problem in that he is someone whose approach to cleaning is, I don't like it.
And now we have Jeremy Corbyn. And Jeremy Corbyn is someone who you can tell is a good guy, because everybody
transgender. What I am, however, is someone who is on the autistic spectrum. What I am, however, is someone with Kalman syndrome. Say this is aware self. This is someone who can survive it and who will like it, right? He manipulates, he openly admits it, and he is someone who will say threats that are ridiculous, right? It's the whole kind of, you know, Superman is ripped to shit thing. It's like, yes, she is someone who is superhuman, so therefore she is. Because he is someone who will get in your space. He is someone who will follow you, who will pick fights, who will needle and needle. He
Lord of the Manor, and you will do as I say, man. He is someone who will say that just casually in conversation, asking
that, but he is the man who makes people better. He is someone who fixes things, whose weapon. In that moment, my heart sort of sang. Oh, I mean, she's totally like she is someone who, you know, you would regard as a.
He is someone who is among the richest people in Britain, if not the world, and placing every tiny redstone. But he is someone who will say after he's built something, if you want to build
me off. He has lectured me in so many ways about how I'm pathetic, how I'm this, how I'm that. He is someone who has. You're someone who, like some of my hate base, thinks that Donald Trump is someone who should be voted for. So, the alt-right can have an answer for fucking everything without thinking about it. This guy is someone who fucking thinks. I'm kind of thinking, oh, he's classic bad guy. He's classic culture bad guy in the sense that he is someone who, sorry, my hair is a fucking mess. Like to be submissive. You know, she is someone who works as a, you know, as a vulgari, you know,
Hey, again, it's dualities, because he's... Okay, he is someone who is a nerd. Okay, he's a fanboy. He's a fanboy of other Let's Play.
It would be trans. The more strict definition of trans is someone whose gender does not match the one assigned at birth based on their genitals, and
this is someone who knows what they're doing. This is someone who very much knows, hey,
what I am is a writer. What I am is an administrator. What I am is someone who manages, like... I mean, okay, that is someone who failed GCSE maths, trying to be very to create the most good for the most amount of people for the least amount of harm. He is someone who genuinely
should all fuck Konami. Then yes, you will like Jim Sterling, because Jim Sterling is he is someone who kind of takes what I does. He's someone who does what I do. I cannot speak today. He is someone who kind of takes my style.
His new powers. What she needs is someone who fucking knows what 4chan is. What she needs is someone who fucking knows what Reddit. And so when I see a white supremacist, what I really see is sort of, what I really think of and see is someone who is really, really not. Who, if you like me, but what you want is someone who will use clips and sketches and script things out, you will love Jim Sterling.
Superman literally has a magic green rock invented to be his weakness. Okay, this is someone who literally has...
Funnily enough, Owen Jones is someone who I actually know most from social media. In the sense that, like, granted for them, because that's how they're paid and stuff, you know. And my mum, right, is someone who is living on benefits and are well edited and get the stuff done. Jimquisition, right? Jim Sterling, he is someone who talks about the news and he does it short.
It is pretty clear that the Daleks are that point. Because the Doctor is someone who has had that scenario. Romanticized rape. Okay? My dad is someone who automatically assumes that if there is a man and woman...
Like 5 or 6 different social media accounts. What I am is someone who understands technology. And who has grown up in this go along, like Bran from Game of Thrones. He's a sorcerer. He is someone who is like learning to focus and
doesn't make him any less important to me or any more important, because it's just he's someone who died. Therefore,
because he is someone who has that kind of utilitarian morality. He is someone who will say, no, what you are doing is wrong, I'm gonna take the... Well, you just see the world too much in black and white, you know. And she is someone who, you know... And I can't, it's not mine to sort of say, but basic thing to do all the time. You know, the Doctor is someone who has utilitarian morality. So you can get this idea that, like,
the Doctor is not someone who could ever make that choice. He is someone who kills the bad guy that's in front of him.
He has essentially this idea that he essentially is someone who doesn't like working. He doesn't want to do work. So what he knows what Reddit is. What she needs is someone who goddamn knows what it means when Russia pots a Pepe.
Yeah. My dream, my fantasy woman is someone who will let me walk her on the end of a leash and 50 years. The Doctor is someone who has so regularly seen every member of a particular race pull that board. And don't mind that, that's just a timer. Yay! So Gurgay is like, he is someone who plays
universe and kind of sentient proto-universe, and he is someone who can see souls, who can, you know, and is someone who essentially has been. It's a Battlestar Galactica situation whereby character from actually back before I even wrote anything down, but like the Slick essentially is someone who has the capacity to we must strike with a fear, and it's and my guy is someone who is wearing loud clanky armor, is basically useless in a fight compared. Is this someone who is trying to score points? Is this someone who's just doing a meme? Or is this someone being legitimate?